Regional variation in language. The standard language. When we talk about the words and structures of a language in earlier chapters, we were concentrating on the features of only one variety, usually called the standard language. This is actually an idealized variety because it has no specific region. Variation in grammar. While differences in vocabulary are often easily recognized, dialect variation in the meaning of grammatical constructions are less frequently documented. Dialectology. Despite occasional difficulties, there is a general impression of mutual intelligibility among many speakers of different dialects of English. This is one of the criteria used in the study of dialects or dialectology to distinguish regional dialects. This involved in the serious investigation of regional dialects have devoted a lot of service research to the identification of consistent features of speech found in one geographical area compared to another. Isoglosses. We can talk of some examples of regional variation found in a survey that resulted in a linguistic atlas of the upper Midwest of the United States. One of the aims of a survey of this type is to find a number of significant differences in the speech of living different areas and to be able to chart where the boundaries. Dialect boundaries. When a number of isoglosses come together in this way, a more solid line indicating a dialect boundary can be drawn. In figure 18.1, a small circle indicates where paper bag was used and a plus sign shows where paper sack was used. Next, the dialect continuum. Another note of caution is required with regard to dialect boundaries. The drawing of dialect boundaries is quite useful in establishing a broad view of regional dialect, but it tends to obscure the fact that in the boundary areas, bilingualism. In many countries, regional variation is not simply a matter of two or more dialects of a single language, but can involve two or more quite distinct different languages. Diglossia. In diglossia, there is a low variety acquired locally and used for everyday affairs, and a high or special variety learned in school and used of important matters. Language planning. Perhaps because bilingualism in contemporary Europe and North America tends to be found mostly among minority groups. Many countries are often assumed to be monolingual. Pidgins. A pidgin is described as an English pidgin. If English is the lexifer language, that is the main source of words adapted in the pidgins. It doesn't mean that those words will have the same pronunciation or meaning as in the source. Creoles. When a pidgin develops beyond its role as a thread of contact, language then becomes the first language of a social community. It is described as a creole. Talk Basin is now a creole. The post-creole continuum. In many contemporary situations where creole involved, there is usually evidence of another process of work. Thus, there was development from a pidgin to a creole, known as creolization. There is now often retreat from the use of the creole by those who have greater contact with the standard variety of the language.